Good afternoon, parents, teachers, and friends. Welcome back to Canisius Education Fair 2020. It's an honor for me, Emmanuel Otniel, to host you in this wonderful event. And right now, we're going to hear the presentation from Into University of Manchester. And without further ado, I would like to invite our guest speaker, Ms. Anna Rehnio and Ms. Jessica Lin. Okay, Ms. Anna and Ms. Jessica, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Otniel. Halo semuanya, selamat sore. Apa kabar? Semoga semua dalam keadaan sehat ya. Nah, sebelum aku mulai, mungkin aku bisa perkenalan diri dulu sedikit. Nama aku adalah Jessica Lin. Aku adalah salah satu perwakilan dari Jack Study Abroad. Dan hari ini aku ditemani oleh Miss Anna. Nah, Miss Anna sendiri adalah perwakilan dari Into UK. Jadi sebelum kita masuk ke presentation dari Into UK, aku akan jelaskan sedikit mengenai siapa itu Jack Study Abroad.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So happy to be here and share some information about study abroad and study in some of the best universities in the UK. Let me just share my screen with you. And we can start. Okay, so as Jessica mentioned, I would like to tell you a bit more about 3 main reasons to study in the UK and also how to get to study at one of the best universities in the UK. So as I said, my name is Anna Rehnio, and you can probably see 2 little flags next to my name. So one is a British flag because I'm based in London, and I work with British universities, but I also have a Polish flag, and it may look a bit familiar to you because it has some similar colors to Indonesian flag, because actually I am from Poland and I came to UK many years ago to study. And I think because of my experience as an international student many years ago, I can relate to some of the questions you may have when deciding to study abroad. So if one thing you're gonna remember from this presentation, you're definitely gonna remember that the Polish flag is pretty much upside down Indonesian flag. So before we're gonna move to benefits of studying in the UK, I would like to share some of the reasons why our students decided to study in the UK in this short video.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Ms. Anna, but I think the sound is not that clear. Would you please increase the audio, Ms.?
Okay, I'm not sure why it's not so clear. So we may skip that video maybe and move on to the slides, and then we can share that videos afterwards. Okay, so one of the reasons you may have heard in this video, or you may haven't because the quality wasn't that good, is that students decide to study in the UK because of the rank of the universities and because of the reputation and quality of education. So as you know, in the UK, we have some of the best universities in the world: Cambridge, Oxford, Imperial College, but also some of the top universities like Manchester, Exeter, Newcastle, Queen Belfast, East Anglia. So if you're looking for a top rank university which is recognized worldwide, then you should definitely consider study at one of the British universities, which are our partners. What's very special about UK is that we have a group of universities which is called the Russell Group, and you may have heard about that. So Russell Group is a group of the top, most established, very active in research universities in the UK. And it's almost like an equivalent to an Ivy League in the US. So for some of you who may still considering US, Russell Group is an equivalent. And we're really happy that some of our partner universities are the funding members of the Russell Group. So Newcastle University, Exeter University, Manchester and Queen Belfast, they are all part of this very exclusive group of the top UK universities. And you can see all the other universities there. So the quality, reputations and rankings of the British universities are always very outstanding. The other reason why students decide to study in the UK, it's a fantastic location. It's not only about the culture and experience and language, but it's also about your career prospects and how can you develop during your study time. So according to the QS rankings, London is constantly voted the top 1 destinations for students worldwide. The same Manchester, Glasgow, which means that students can have a fantastic experience, but they also can start developing their career really early on. It means that they can do work placements, internships, when we maybe think about starting their own business. Being in some of these top cities with a great student support, it's really important if you're thinking about your career on the international stage. And this is some of the other QS best cities in the UK. So you can see London, Manchester, Glasgow, Newcastle. So really important when you're deciding where you want to study is to consider the location. And as you may know, UK has recently introduced post-study visa. It means that you can study undergraduate degree and then stay back and work for at least 2 years after you finish your program. So it's really important that if you're in the city where there is lots of career opportunities, you can get into that that new jobs, internships very quickly. And the other thing which we not always consider about UK is the affordability. UK actually is one of the most affordable locations to study for international students. So if you look at the typical tuition fees on the business undergraduate program, in Australia, you're probably looking at around 45,000. In US, you're probably looking around 26,000. But actually, the average fees in a British university for 1 year undergraduate program is £19,000, which is comparably cheaper compared to some other destinations. Sometimes, especially parents, are worried about the living cost in the UK because UK may have a reputation of being an expensive place to live. But again, we did a bit of comparable. We compared some of the costs of living in US and living in Australia, and actually UK can come as an attractive option. Of course, big cities like London or Manchester may be a bit more expensive. But for example, Belfast in Newcastle are one of the most affordable cities to live for students, and you can still have a fantastic experience. I will tell you a bit more about those cities in a minute. But if you worry about the living cost and tuition fees, you need to do your research. You need to check on university website because it can actually be much more affordable than you expected. On top of that, many universities offer scholarships for international students and scholarships for Indonesian students. So it's always worth checking what's the options for you. So I'm gonna skip this video because I'm just really worried about the sounds, but we will be able to share those videos with you later on. But we kind of sum up that some of the main reasons that students want to study in the UK is the ranking and reputation, is the location and career prospects, and it's also the financial aspect. And when I was applying to my university many years ago, I was looking at the top ranked universities, and I just felt that it's not achievable for me to study at the Russell Group University, to study at the top universities. But actually, there are so many options, and there are so many ways how we can support you on getting into some of those top Russell Group universities. So students from Indonesia, they can apply for some of our, for a couple of our programs at Into. One of the programs is a foundation year. It means that it will add to your study time. So it means 1 year, a bridge preparation program, and then you progress to year 1 of the university programs, which will take you 4 years to complete your undergraduate degree. But we also have another program, which is super exciting, International Year 1. International Year 1 is a program which is a combination of foundation and year 1 studies. It depends on your grades in your high school and of your English, but after International Year 1, you can progress directly to year 2, and your full degree will be completed in 3 years. If you would like to get more details, you can speak to your educational counselors, and they will be able to explain all the differences between these programs. So as I said, International Year 1 takes you directly to year 2, and the foundation program takes you to year 1. So it really depends on your final year grades and on your English. And some of the universities which accept International Year 1 and Foundation are actually a Russell Group universities. So by study foundation, you can secure a place in some of the top British and world universities. And if you're considering studying in the UK, you should definitely look at University of Exeter. And this is the list of some of the rankings they have. So if you're thinking about sports science, drama, engineering, with materials, accounting and finance, then Exeter definitely should be one of the universities you consider. Exeter is located down south in beautiful Devon. So if you want to be close to the beach, if you are quite into sports and water sports, then Exeter is a perfect location for you. Only 2.5 hours away from London. So it still lets you discover what other parts of UK has to offer. And Exeter is, as I said, not only one of the top universities in the UK, but it's within top 150 universities in the world. So it's definitely worth for you considering if you're interested in some of the top subjects. And this is some of our top alumni in Exeter, and you can probably recognize some names here. So I don't want to make a mistake, but Tito Karnovayan, who is Chief Indonesian Police Officer, he actually studied in Exeter. You probably can recognize J.K. Rowling, author of Harry Potter. She's Exeter alumni. We also have Abdullah Gül, who is a previous president of Turkey. So some very well-known alumni study with Exeter. If you think that Exeter is not the right university for you, then you can definitely consider University of Newcastle. And this is my favorite city in the world. I really like Newcastle. It's up north, so it's around 3 hours by train, but they offer some fantastic programs in journalism, some fantastic programs in forensic science, agriculture, business is really good, architecture. And students who study foundation can progress to most of the programs at Newcastle University, but students who study International Year 1, they also have a choice of programs where to progress at Newcastle University. And this is where Newcastle University is. It's 3 hours by train from London, 1 hour flight. They have international airport as well. And it's a great place not only to discover UK, but also to discover England, Scotland. And I think what's really important about Newcastle is that people are extremely friendly, and the living cost is very affordable. And there is just some images from beautiful Newcastle where you really can see old buildings, coming together with a new modern buildings. So if you're looking for kind of getting involved if innovation, with art, with culture, this is also a fantastic place for you to be. And this is the map of the campus. Campus is in the city center. What you can see here, it's St. James's Park. So it's a football club. So if you decide to study business and you are a football fan, you can probably watch the games for free from the 6th floor of the business school. Some more information about Newcastle, and this is very like everyone knows this image, because that's when you graduate, you throw your hat in the air just under the arches, and this is a typical graduation photo for our students. If Newcastle is not a choice for you, then we have some other top choices. So Queen University Belfast is in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland is close to Republic of Ireland, but it's still part of the UK. And Queen's University Belfast, Russell Group University, one of the oldest universities in the UK, founded by Queen Victoria in 1985, and very strong university for engineering. So if you have interest in studying engineering, you definitely should find out more about Queen University Belfast. This is where they are. So you can see in this green part of the map, this is where Belfast is. 1 hour flight from London, 2 hours to Dublin. So great to explore Northern Republic of Ireland, and fantastic living cost. So really affordable for students. You may also know Belfast if you're Game of Thrones fan, because lots of things were actually shot around Belfast and Northern Ireland. And also Belfast is known for the home of Titanic. So actually Titanic has been built in Belfast. Some of the rankings, one of the top universities in the UK. And I know that we are running out of time, but I also would like to tell you about another option for the Russell Group University, which you can choose, which is a University of Manchester. So University of Manchester is one of the highest ranked universities, one of our partner university, 6 in the UK, 29 in the world. And believe or not, but University of Manchester produced 25 Nobel Prize winners. Fantastic. You know that your teaching will be delivered by the top academics in the world. And Manchester has a fantastic business school, has a fantastic sciences department, has a fantastic engineering department, languages. So you have lots of programs to choose from. University of Manchester is also very international. Out of 40,000 students, 10,000 students are international. So 1 in 4 students is an international student. It's a really great option for you to engage with students from all over the world. And you may have not known, but the symbol of Manchester is a worker bee. So busy bee is a symbol of Manchester, because Manchester always is a leading industrial city. It's the city where innovation happens in the UK. So that little bee is the symbol of hardworking people of Manchester, and Manchester being a kind of hive of activities and hive of kind of where a development of business and industry is happening. Some of the images around Manchester, if you haven't been to Manchester, this is the 2nd most visited city in the UK after London. So it's definitely worth visit, and it's only 2 hours by train from London. Some of the images of the kind of digital and media buildings in Manchester. And of course, for any of you who are football fans, and I know that some of our Indonesian students are really big football fans, Manchester has probably 2 best football teams in the UK. I know Liverpool won the league last year, but Manchester United and Manchester City are all based in Manchester. So when you start studying Manchester, you need to decide if you're gonna be a red or if you're gonna be a blue. And you're definitely gonna have a chance to join some of the games. And this is just some of the alumni from Manchester. You probably recognize Benedict Cumberbatch, Sherlock Holmes, Alan Turing. He did break the enigma and during the Second World War. So Manchester has some fantastic alumni. So I just introduced 4 Russell Group universities where we can help you with progressing to some of the top university programs in the world. Just to going back to this affordability, we do offer some very good scholarships for students, and they are not only scholarships for the foundation and international year 1, but universities also offer progression scholarships. If you study hard, there is an option for you to secure scholarships when you progress to university. And this is just some of the alumni from your school. So you can see that every year we have students from your school who progress to some of the top universities in the UK. So if they can do it, I'm sure that you should be aiming for that as well. So just finish on with our Queen Elizabeth. Keep calm and study in the UK, and I will be really happy to take any questions you may have.
Okay, so before we move up, we move to Q&A. I will just briefly reminder for you guys. If you guys want to know more about Into UK, please feel free to contact Czech Study Abroad, because we are the representative from Into UK. So you can follow our Instagram at jackstudy.abroad, or you can visit our office in Gading Serpong, Tangerang, or in Pondok Indah area. Thank you. So please move on to Q&A session.
Okay. So
okay, Ms. Anna. I would like to confirm, Miss. So basically, Into University of Manchester is like a college in partnership with University of Manchester, Miss. Am I correct, Miss?
Yes. So Into Manchester, when you study with Into Manchester, you have a few options. You can decide where you want to progress. So one of the option is University of Manchester. The other route if you study with Into Manchester is to progress to Manchester Metropolitan University. It's a fantastic university for art, design. And then also we have a third option, which is called NC-UK. And if you decide to study NC-UK route, then you have a choice of 16 universities to progress. So 16 universities in the north which accept NC-UK foundation. So yes, University of Manchester, Manchester Metropolitan Universities, and NC-UK.
Okay, Miss. Miss Anna, it looks like we have received so many questions to ask Miss right now. So I think we can move on directly to the question and answer session, Miss.
Okay.
Okay.
So there is a question. Is it possible for kids who study in national schools to directly join the undergrad program? No, because of the difference with education system in Indonesia and in the UK, students from Indonesia need to complete a foundation program. So they need to complete foundation or international year program. So unfortunately, you wouldn't be considered for University of Manchester without a foundation program. Okay. Is a part-time job allowed while studying? Is the jobs limited to the study within campus? Okay, so if you study a foundation program at Exeter, at Manchester, and in Queen Belfast, internationally one, you can work 10 hours per week. When you move to university, you're gonna be allowed to work 20 hours per week, okay? If you study with Into Manchester, unfortunately, during the foundation program or international year program, you are not allowed to work. But then when you move to university, you can work 20 hours per week. You can also work full-time during the summer holidays. You are not limited to jobs on campus like it is in the US. You can work outside campus as well. So you can work you know, in any places outside campus, as long as it's not more than 20 hours. Something to remember is that education should come first. So we probably suggest that 20 hours is a bit too much to work for a student. So we suggest that probably 12 to 15 hours. It's a good amount to work to make sure that it doesn't interfere with your studies. So studies should come first. You shouldn't miss any classes or lectures because you are working, because that's not gonna be excusable absence. So if you're thinking about working, you just need to make sure that you can organize your work around your study time. But many students do that, and it is possible, and it also gives you additional work experience. So it's a great way to get a bit more experience on your CV.
Okay, Miss Anna, maybe you can answer the question from Inigo Raika about living cost and then accommodation and also social life, Miss.
Yeah. So okay. So Manchester is one of the biggest city in the UK, but it's still quite affordable. Probably Liverpool is one of the most, London is one of the most expensive places to live. But we work really closely with our partner universities to provide an affordable living options, okay? So accommodation, we have really wide ranges of accommodation. We have a top kind of studio rooms with like cleaner coming every week. Those ones gonna be more expensive, but we also have a cheaper options for students with slightly lower budget, which are still really, really good. Always accommodation in the UK, it's always single rooms. We never share the rooms. And after that, you may consider moving, maybe after your first or second year, you may consider to moving into shared accommodation with other students' private accommodations. So we definitely have an options for different budgets. As I said, we offer a range of scholarships to help you with the cost and offsetting some of the cost of study in the UK and living cost in the UK. You can find a part-time job which helps you with living cost, but students in the UK, they are entitled to lots of discounts. The travel cost is much cheaper for students in the UK. They have a discounts in restaurants, in shops. They can visit many cultural places for free. So we are definitely options to make sure that studying in the UK is more affordable.
Okay, Miss Anna, I think we are heading to the end of this session. Maybe we can still answer one more question for the last question. So this last question is actually from me. I would like to ask Miss, so if later we are accepted in the University of Manchester, then can our score from the college be converted or transferred to the score in the university, Miss?
So you mean if you have a high school grades, can you apply directly to universities?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, so for most of the top universities, students will be required to do a foundation or international year one. If foundation is not an option for you because it's adding to the study time, or maybe you already speak really good English, then you should definitely consider international year one, because international year one is a program which is, as I said, combination of year one and foundation. And in many cases, you study with the students from the university. So you don't just have your own group of international students, but you also study with students from university. So it means that actually, after high school, you can join that international year program, which then takes you to year two. So the options are there. But for most of the top universities, which I was discussing today, you wouldn't be able to go directly to year one. You need to consider international year one first.
Okay, Miss. Thank you very much, Miss Anna and Miss Jessica. Miss Anna and Miss Jessica, I think we must end this session right now. But before we end this session right now, would you please state your closing statement, Miss?
Okay, so I just wanted to say thank you very much for taking time to see me today. I know that we would love to meet face to face, but now we need to use a modern technology. But I really encourage you to start your research early. I really encourage you to look at the option of study in the UK, to maybe look on the YouTube, watch some of those videos I couldn't show you today. But as I said, I've been an international student many, many years ago, and I feel like I've developed and benefited from this amazing opportunity of study abroad. So if you're thinking that it may not be for you, make sure that you start digging, do your research, and you may find that studying in the UK is the best option.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Anna Rehnio and Ms. Jessica Lin, for the very useful information. And for the audiences, if you have more questions to be asked either to Ms. Anna or maybe to Ms. Jessica, don't worry, you can directly visit into University of Manchester's virtual booth on Canisius EduFair 2020 app, and you can ask everything there. And for the closing, this event is supported by Okay, I'm Emmanuel Otniel together with Ms. Anna Rehnio and Ms. Jessica Lin and all the staff. Have a nice day. Stay healthy. Thank you very much.